Hello, I'm Connie Brown. I'm going to take us through the process of creating an analysis that will give us a list of duplicate physical holdings. So the problem statement in this case is a situation where a staff operator would like to create a report that will identify physical items where these items are held more than once within the library's collections. Let's dig into analytics. We'll begin actually by creating a subquery. And in this particular case, we'll go with the physical item subject area and include in the analysis title from the bibliographic details sub-area. We're also going to include the holding ID from the holding details, and we will include material type from the physical item details. As this is a subquery, I'm going to save it now separately, and we'll call it subquery physical items with 2 or more holdings. We have a little more that we need to do in this particular case. First off, I want to sort the titles in ascending order. The second is that rather than seeing the attribute of the holding ID, which would in fact be an Oracle ID related to that holding record, I want to get a count. And so for that, I want to edit the formula. So in this area, I will now insert a function, and I'm going to include count distinct. You can see that the change gets made to the entry, and we now have a measure rather than an attribute. We've included material types so that we can see what type of physical items we've got included. My last thing to do here, in fact, is now to filter the count to say that we are looking for things where we're greater than 1 holding. And we click on OK. So that takes care of the subquery. So we now go to the next step. In fact, let's review the results first before we go further. We're able to see our titles. Then as we look a little further at the results, we see that we have, in this case, we've got 79 holdings IDs where we don't have any title listed at all. So there's something clearly going on, and that's beyond the scope of this little recording. But then we're able to see where we have 2 musical scores, 2 books, 2 other visual material, and different sorts of things like that. So going on then to the main query or main analysis. Let me just save this one more time and start another new analysis, also with the physical item subject area. In this case, we're going to be including, again, let's see, we'll have holding ID. We're going to use library information. We've got bibliographic details once again. So let's say in this case, again, we want to get hold of, let's say, author and title. Then we're going to include, because we want to get library and location information, let's open the location sub-area and grab hold of the library name and location name. And then, again, the holding ID. So we've now got our basic information in place. And let's go ahead and save this. And now we'll give it its first name. So duplicate physical holdings by library and location, and uses subquery physical items with 2 or more holdings. At this stage, I'd like to provide a filter or assign a filter. Pardon me. And in this case, I use the filter function that's available to me here so that I can go to more columns. And the whole purpose of this is that I want to get a unique column of data that I'm using rather than any of the existing columns. So again, I am going to pick bibliographic details and title. I'll click on OK. And in this case, we're going to select for our operator is based on the results of another analysis. And you can see that the filter window changes so that we are now able to browse to that saved analysis, that subquery that we created. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and locate my subquery. There it is. There's our subquery physical items. And we'll say that it is equal to, is in, and then from there we get to, we want to make sure that title is indeed selected there. Okay, so we click on OK. And you can see that the filter in this case looks a little bit different because it actually indicates this subquery information. Let's go ahead and save that particular change. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results. And from here, we're then able to see the situation where we indeed have more than 2 holdings appearing for a lot of our items. We have again, for example, the 21st century anthropology. Actually, that one's showing that we have the duplicate holdings. We're seeing the brief description of the province of Carolina, again, duplicate holdings, dictionary of scientific terms where we have graduate library and none, and different sorts of combinations in this particular case. Something else that I want to do, and here just returning to the criteria tab momentarily, is that I want to, again, sort ascending by title, make that particular change, and click on the results once again. And that, of course, organizes things just a little bit differently for us, but it indicates to us that, where we have the multiple holdings related to our collections, different libraries in some cases. So, for example, with this title 100 Heartbeats, we have graduate library and main library and so on. And if we actually take a look for this item in the repository, we can indeed see that there are physical items located in both the graduate and main libraries. So that concludes this little presentation on how to create an analysis that will retrieve a list of duplicate physical holdings by library and location.